was me birthday, and I was in a fountain pen store, and I found something that was, well, it was not cheap, but I had just sold a whole bunch of pens. So there was some money behind the bar, as it were, and I had to get it. You can judge me later. The pen came in this box. It's really heavy. It's a really heavy box. That was the box. It's the size of a small shoebox, cardboard. I kind of like it. And in there is this enormous black wooden box, which is highly shiny. You can see my window there. That's how shiny it is. I really love these boxes. And it's really heavy, man. Ugh. Okay, so it's a serious box. I mean, it's bigger than my head, so it's a big box. And in there is a very fascinating pen. I'm going to open it. I'm going to show you some stuff. There is the little booklet with the warranty card and such. And I'm going to read a bit from this in a second because it gives a really nice background. Now in there is also the pen, putting all the parts back together and show you the thing, but I have to hold the pen. It is the Visconti Carbon Dream, alright, that's what the package looks like. I'm going to show you everything else that's in there, but first let's do a bit of background stuff. It's not a very long story, but I think it's worth sharing. Carbon Dream is an Italian parts... I'm going to read what this says. Carbon Dream is an Italian parts, founded in 1993, worldwide leader in the production of composite materials. Initially, its production was entirely dedicated to racing motorcycles accessories, but in less than 20 years, the company has become an undisputed leader in the automobile, motorcycle, marine and aerospace fields. Nowadays, its most prestigious customers represent the best of luxury and technology, such as Bugatti, Ducati, Perini Navi, Red Bull F1 Formula 1 Grand Prix team, to quote a few of them only. Carbon Dream embodies the story of passion for work, ability, constant excellence and perfection and a great know-how. Visconti, founded a few years only before Carbon Dream, has a similar history made of great love for its work, strong competence and excellence. Along the years, Visconti has produced for Carbon Dream limited edition pens for the company's corporate gifts. On the other hand, the founders of Visconti and Carbon Dream share the same passions as well as a long, true friendship. Blah 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 blah. Carbon Dream is a fountain pen limited to 993 units, and remember that they were established in 1993. It represents a milestone in carbon fiber workmanship. For the first time in pen history, the fine carbon weaving has been cut into the characteristic design of the ripple, Visconti manufacturing icon. The transparent resin adds deepness to the pen and allows to catch a glimpse of the famous mechanism of the double reservoir, for which Visconti has obtained the American invention patent, and all metal parts are turned on a lathe in titanium grade 5. Thus, this unique demonstrator pen joins the two technological materials par excellence, carbon fiber and titanium. Alright, now I just want to give you a bit of a background on carbon fiber, because the pen is made of it, and I think that's a fairly clear explanation of what it is. If you don't understand it, that's perfectly fine. Look it up on Wikipedia. You have a good explanation there. Alright, now along with the pen came this inkwell, and I've had two of these inkwells. They were made of crystal, they were very heavy, but as far as I can tell, this is actually made of carbon fiber, or it's carbon fiber over some material, but it's super light. It's way lighter than the crystal inkwells were, and I think it's just cool. I mean, just have a look at this. That's cool. It's just cool. See? Very cool. Okay. And of course there is the pen. Now I'm excited for the pen. Here we have it. I'm going to cover the parts of the pen, tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and then we'll do a writing sample. I'm going to start at the top there. It says Carbon Dream, top of the cap, and then it has the cap. And you can see the cap is see-through, you can see the nib in there. And then you have the clip, which also has a sort of carbon fiber inlay that says Visconti. And the clip is spring-loaded, as these clips always are. And you have the barrel. You can see that orange color in there. That is not the pen. The pen is clear like the cap, but I have a transparent orange ink in there. You can see the bar, sort of stick-like thing. That's part of the filling system. The back of the well, it's not really piston turning knob, but the knob, it has the number of the pen. So this is number 221 of 993. The cap unscrews, and then you have this nice section, hourglass shaped, very, very comfortable, I found. Big threads that are not sharp because they're nice and big, and this orange thing is the ink reservoir, the primary chamber, and then of course the entire barrel can be filled like this, and you have an enormous ink capacity. The nib is number 6, so this is a large pen because that nib really doesn't look that big, but in fact it is. And this happens to be a medium, which is what they had. It's actually a nice medium. As I said, big pen. This is not a small pen, it's an oversized pen. If you want to, you can post it, but it's fairly ridiculous. And of course you have that really nice carbon fiber finish, which I'm sure is not for everyone, but if you like such a thing, it's a little hard to show off in the light, but you get the very nice carbon fiber look. And then of course a lot of this is titanium, the shiny metal bits. It's actually marked titanium on the top of the cap there. So, what do I like about the pen? What do I not like about the pen? I think it's a perfect model for me. Section, super comfortable. Nib, nice. It is not ultra smooth, but it has a very pleasant type of feedback that I really enjoy. Enormous ink capacity. I thought it was close to 3 milliliters, or 3 milliliters exactly, something along those lines. That's a lot of ink. I love that it's transparent. They really made that ripple pattern look really, really cool. And if you have a nice transparent ink in there like this, I think it looks really cool. It just looks nice. It's a little hard to show you, but if you hold it up to the light like this, you can really see through it. It's wonderful. So a bigger pen. A nice weight to it, but not as heavy as you might think. The titanium is not too heavy, carbon fiber is not too heavy. Of course there's a bit of resin in there too, which doesn't weigh much. So it's really not that heavy. It's a pleasant pen. The back end metal cap, that is heavier, so it's a little heavy towards the back. I think it makes for a nice robust writing experience, but, and here I transition into things I don't like so much, for longer writing sessions it can get a little tiresome because it is, then you start to feel that it is heavier than it may at first seem. I like that. I like the complete package. I like the inkwell, as I said, lighter. It's nice that you get an extra accessory with it, especially given the price of the pen, and I think that's going to be the biggest dislike. You get a lot of cool features like the see-through cap. You can see the nib, you can look into the barrel, you can see the power filler mechanism. So it's basically a vacuum filled pen, right? You unscrew this, pull out a plunger, put it back in as you have it in the ink, creates a vacuum pops, and ink is drawn into the barrel. Superb. A lot of neat features, a lot of eye for detail. For example, I like these two sets of 3 rings at the end cap there. I don't think it symbolizes anything, but it looks nice. It's just a bit of a feature. It gives you something to hold on to when you open it up. I think it has a lot going for it, but it's a 4-figure pen. That's what it costs. You can look up the price yourself. It was a limited edition. They're not very available anymore, so I happened to run into it in brick and mortar store. But as I said, 4-figure pen. This is not a $50 pen, and that of course always evokes the discussion of, is it worth it or not? Well, it was my birthday. It was a good deal. It's a very special pen. You get an inkwell, so for me in that case it was worth it. But yeah, it's not cheap. It's that simple. Having said that, I absolutely love it. I'm very, very pleased I got this. A very pleasant pen, great comfort, and I think it's a great looker. So for me that was really worth it. I would like to introduce a small new section in the reviews, which is, who's it for? So why would you want to get this? I think a pen like this is not a small purchase, right? It's something you have to consider. Do you really want this? I've been eyeing this pen for more than a year. I will eagerly add. Super expensive, but you are basically buying a luxury product. This is not a simple everyday writer. This is something that you buy to treat yourself, you give as a gift, etc. And that's the point. It's a luxury pen. It's not a $10 pen. And that may not be worth it for everyone, and to me it happened to be worth it. So this is not your everyday writer, this is a special pen. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Measurements of this pen are going to be on the website, as well as high resolution pictures, as always taken by Gourmet Pens. The next thing we're going to do is a writing sample. I hope this was useful so far, and I'm glad to see you later. Bye bye. Okay, so here we go with the Visconti Carbon Dream. There is enough ink in the reservoir, so I'm not going to prime it. The nib is a palladium medium, and the ink is, of course, Sailor Gentle Apricot. Beautiful ink, sadly discontinued. Okay, let's do some writing. Smooth, pleasant writer. Bit of fast writing, see how well the feed keeps up. No skips that I can see. Nice wet writer, I really enjoy it. Speaking of wetness, of course then it hard starts. Nice, wet, juicy. Line variation. The palladium nibs are known to be a bit springy. You can also bend them, spring them, but as you can see, nice bit of line variation, and of course with the shading ink, that's a joy to use. Adds a lot of character to your writing, and no railroading, even though it was going fairly quickly. So you can do a lot of cool stuff with this, and it's not just on these expensive pens. There are more inexpensive options with palladium nibs too. Don't treat them as flex nibs though. It's not even semi-flex, I would say. You know, it offers some line variation, but don't push them too hard because they will spring. Okay, reverse writing turns the medium into a good fine, maybe even an extra fine. Is definitely scratchier, but it will kind of keep going, it won't run dry very quickly. So if you really like that, that's an option. Okay, well, there you have it. I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later.